Hello, welcome or welcome back to Let's Pro Academy's aptitude courses. So far we have covered quite a bit of mathematics aptitudes. Now again we have a little bit mathematics aptitude left. Today we are going to cover something from the geometry part. So this geometry part is essential again. It's not very difficult to understand and everything. But make sure again you will have to practice. I have kept this telling from the very beginning because again that's very important for you. Anyways, so what are we going to learn in this particular module? First thing is we're going to learn about lines, angles, shapes. Under shapes we have triangles, circles and polygons. Now under polygons, many side faces we are going to learn. There again we are generally only concerned about degrees and everything, so not anything beyond that, right? So let's begin our show. First things first, let's understand the detailed synopsis. First thing is properties of lines, angles and shapes, right? So under types of angles, we have different types of angles, right? We have acute angle, we have right angle, obtuse, straight and reflex angle, right? What is this acute angle? Anything below 90 degrees is known as our acute angle, right? Then there is right angle exactly at 90 degree. What is obtuse? Obtuse is it goes till 180 degree. What is straight? Exactly 180 degree. What is reflex? Beyond straight, beyond 180. And then there is again one more which is 360 degrees. That's a complete rotation, right? Okay. Next, we learn about the relationships. There is complementary, supplementary, vertically opposite. What is complementary, right? Two or more angles can be complementary. They can complement each other when they are equal to 90 degree, right? Supplementary is similar. It is equal to 180 degree, right? Then what is vertically opposite angles? Let's say this is how two lines are there, right? So this angle is always equal to the opposite one. So let's say O is equal to A. Similarly, let's say this is B is equal to, let's say, C. Okay, so this is what is known by vertically opposite angles. Then there are shapes. There are different shapes, which is triangle, square, rectangle, rhombus and circle. Triangle, we've already seen what triangle looks like. Let me swipe this for you. So triangle looks like something like this, right? We know square looks like this. In the previous module, we have done a lot of problems based on squares, triangle and rectangles. So this is our rectangle. Rhombus is like a diamond shaped like this. Whereas where all of them are equal, circle is nothing but a circle like this. Don't get confused, rhombus, there is also something called a kite where this is smaller and this is longer, right? That is kite, this is rhombus, that's it. So that's about it. Then let us understand something about triangles. So in triangles, let me take a different pen. In triangles, we are going to learn about Pythagoras theorem. We are going to learn about congruence, right? What is Pythagoras theorem? This is only applicable to right angled theorem, right? So in this right angle triangle, let's say there is an angle theta here, then this would become the base or say adjacent side. Whatever is the opposite side, that gives us opposite or our height, right? And the longest side is always known as the hypotenuse. Okay, now here let's say this is, let's call this triangle again. Let's say this is A, this is B and this is C. Okay, from Pythagoras theorem we say C square is equal to A square plus B square, meaning the hypotenuse square is equal to the sum of square of each sides. Okay, and then finally we have congruence, triangle congruence criteria. We have SSS, SAS, ASA and AAS. Now this one is basically going to tell you as to how you can prove something. This is generally for subjective knowledges. Sometimes also can be useful, like if you see they're congruent to each other, then it's easier to answer as to what exactly the opposite side is, right? So therefore this congruence is again very important. So SSS meaning 3 sides are given. SAS meaning 2 sides and 1 angle. This is 2 angles and 1 side. Here again 2 angles and 1 side. So this can again be excluded. There can also be AAA, because we again have seen ASA here with 2 angles and 1 side, right? So I hope so much is clear about congruencies. Okay, so here we are going to learn about circles and tangents. What is a circle? Under circle, you know what a circle looks like, right? It is just a point figure which is expanded in 2 dimensions. This is our radius r, and this is our diameter d. There can be n number of radiuses, there can be n number of diameters. Now this radius, if made twice, gives us a diameter, correct? So radius is half of diameter. Then there is a chord. There can be chords here, there can be chords here, there can be chords here, anywhere. So it can have multiple chords. So diameter is a kind of chord which is the longest in this particular circle, right? Then we have tangents. Secant is something which is unnecessary. Let's not concentrate on that. Let's only concentrate on the tangent part. Let's say there is a circle here, and there is a line which touches the circle exactly at one point. Let me do it in a better way. Let's pick a different color. Let's say this is yellow. So if you see, this line is exactly touching the point at one point, right? One single point. Let's call this O, right? So this line becomes a tangent to this circle, okay? And this is always perpendicular, in perpendicular. So with the radius, right? This will be perpendicular, meaning 90 degrees. It will have 90 degrees with the radius of one particular circle, right? Next, tangent properties. It is perpendicular to radius at point of contact. That's what I just said, 90 degrees. So direct questions are generally asked from here. If you do not understand what a tangent is and what it does to the radius, then you will not be able to answer. Now I hope you are able to answer because we just discussed. Keep this in mind, don't by heart. You just need to understand as to how tangent and radiuses work. So that's all that will take you to ace any sort of aptitude problems. Okay, now let's come back to polygons. What is a polygon? Many side figure, right? So here it's a closed figure with 3 or more sides. Now if it's 3 sides, then it's a triangle, right? If it's 4 sides, it's a square. 5 sides, we call it as a pentagon. Pent meaning 5. Then there comes hexagon, right? Then there is heptagon. So then there is septagon, right? There are multiple ways like that. Then there is octagon, nonagon, and decagon, right? So I hope you'll know the prefixes. What is the interior angle sum? Interior meaning, let's have a pentagon here. So interior angle, so there is angle here, 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 and here, right? So n minus 2, n meaning side, right? So what is the angle of it? Because generally it will have equal. So 5 minus 2 into 180 degree. 5 minus 2 is simply 3. 3 into 180. 18 3s are how much? Quickly do solve it. So 3 4 and 2 1s are 2 5 540, correct? So interior angle sum, the entire angle sum is basically 540 degrees. Now regular polygon. Now let's go to regular polygons. Here what are they saying? Equal sides and angles, diagonal formulas you have. So you will come across this when we are solving the problems. As of now, let's just understand. So these are the pointers that you will have to remember. Okay, so let's get into solving problems quickly. This is also going to be a very short module. You can finish it quickly. So if you go one module by one module, you would be able to understand as to, you know, how many is there and what is there, right? Okay, let's go. So it says 2 angles are supplementary and are in the ratio 1:4. Find the angles, right? So supplementary meaning they are equal to 180 degree. And whenever you see this ratio type of questions, I've told you equate it to x, right? So that means x and 4x is the ratio in which it is given. So the sum is equal to supplementary, which is 180. So x plus 4x is equal to 180 degree. Right? Now from here we will say 5x is 180 degree, and from here I can say x is simply, this will go as divide, so divide this 36. So x is 36 degrees, right? So which means this we have found out, we have to find this one. This means 4 into x, which is 4 into 36, which is roughly 144. So first angle is simply 36, the second angle is 144. I hope so much is understood. This is a very simple problem. Let's go to the next problem. Find the third angle of a triangle if two angles are 45 and 50. Relatively very simple. Total angle is always equal to 180 degree in a triangle, right? So from here, if you see, so now how do I know it? N minus 2 into 180 degree, right? What is n? N is 3. So 3 minus 2 is what? 1. 1 into 180 is 180 degree. So from here, we know this is also a polygon, n minus 2 into 180 degree. Okay, anyways. So we have 45, so all you will do is 45 plus 55, which is simply equal to what? Simply equal to 100, and 100, 180 minus 100 is simply 80. So the third side is nothing but 80 degree. You can solve it verbally if you know that the total sum is simply what? 180, right? Okay, I missed a problem. Okay. So here it says, if two lines intersect and one angle is 70 degree, what is the opposite angle? Very simple, right? Two lines are intersecting, one angle is 70 degree, correct? What is the opposite angle? Of course, the opposite angle is equal, so 70 degree. Verbally solved. These are the kind of questions that you're going to get. So don't worry about it. Make your basics very clear, right? Let's begin with the next part of the problems, which is under triangles. Let's quickly pick a pen. Let's take green in color. Okay, so it says, find the hypotenuse of a triangle with legs 6 centimeter and 8 centimeter. Legs meaning the sides, right? So you're supposed to be finding the hypotenuse. See, I don't have to draw all of these diagrams because you know how a hypotenuse looks like, and by Pythagoras theorem you would be able to solve it. Let's quickly solve it that way only. So this, let's call hypotenuse as x square. This should be equal to 6 square plus 8 square, right? So if you see, so 6 square is 36 and 8 square is 68. I was about to write just 8. Okay, 64, right? So from here I can say this is equal to 100, so x square. So x is nothing but square root of 100. So x is ideally equal to, you're supposed to get plus or minus 10, but we will be excluding minus because lengths cannot be negative. Therefore from here we know 10 is what is the side of the hypotenuse. Now one more thing I would want to quote here is, you need to know Pythagoras or Pythagorean triplets, right? You need to know Pythagorean triplets for how many? For at least 7 triplets, right? So one of them is 3, 4, 5, right? Then there is one more which is 6, 8 and 10, right? So these are the Pythagorean triplet that you need to know at least 7 pairs, so that because it gives your questions are generally from these pairs only, so you can save your time and use it somewhere else, right? So therefore make sure you know this part, right? Okay, quickly go to the next part. Okay, two sides of a triangle are 5 centimeter and 7 centimeter with included angle 90 degree. Find the third side. Very simple. It means it is a what? It is a included angle 90, meaning it's a Pythagoras triangle, which is a right angle triangle. So two sides are given as 5 and 7. Very simple again. 5 square plus 7 square. So 25 plus 49 is going to give you 74. So see, let's call this as c square now. C square is 74. C will be equal to root 74. See, 60. The nearest root is what? 64. So and the next root is what? The next square is 100. sorry, 81, right? So it will belong somewhere in that. Which one is it closer to? It is much closer to 64, you could say 10, right? Or next one is 81, right? 81 is much closer, so it means it is above 8.5, so around 8.6, okay? Round it off to so much. So much is understood, I hope. Next, let's go to the next one. Now here, see, prove triangles 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 5 centimeter, 6, 8, 10 are congruent. Now if you see, this is a Pythagorean triplet and this is also Pythagorean triplet. Congruence meaning you keep one on top of the other, the below one is not visible. That's it, very simple. Okay, if these two are congruent, we can say RHS congruency. From there, we can say they are congruent. As simple as that. Okay, SSS postulate, simply S, S and S. All right, okay. Next, let's go to circles and tangent problem. Now see here, find the length of tangent from point 13 centimeter from center of circle with radius 5 centimeter. Now here, how do you do that, right? So whenever you have, so there is a circle like this, right? What is given to you? 13 is given to you and 5 is given to you. If that is the case, right? So tangent is basically hypotenuse, correct? So if I draw it like this, then I am going to get what? I am going to get, so this radius is given to me. I have to just find this part side. How will you do that? As simple as right angle triangle. So it will be, so longest side is 13, so we will say 13 square minus 5 square, which is, this is 169 minus 25, which will be roughly equal to 144. Square root of 144 is 12. Now, how am I doing all of this? Because I know the squares and square roots, cubes and cube roots until 30. So you are also supposed to be knowing all the squares and cubes until what? 30. Okay. Quickly, 2 square is 4, 16 square is 216. You should be able to answer to all of this that way. Okay. Okay, next let's go to the next one. What just happened to this one? Let's just close this. Let's go to the next problem. It says if radius is 6 centimeter and a chord is 10 centimeter, find the distance. Okay, now all you have to do is, see, there is a center here, there is a chord here. Chord is 10 centimeter long and this of course will touch here. If it crosses here, it will cut it exactly into halves. So this will be 5 and this will be 5. We will make use of this part. Okay, and we know the radius is what? From here to here, I can consider it to be the radius. So the radius is how much long? 6. That means I am supposed to be finding this. As simple as 6 square minus 5 square. So this will be 36 minus 25, which is equal to 11. So square root of 11. Now 9 is the nearest square, 16 is the nearest square, right? So the most nearest is 3. So this will be less than 3.5. You can say 3.4 or 3.3. Whichever is given to you there, right? You will answer based on that particular answer, you will tick your answer. Okay, let's go to the third problem. So what is the angle between a radius and a tangent at the point? This is a very direct question. This comes from the properties. I told you, remember, whenever there is a tangent like this, right, from here to here, if it touches, it is basically 90 degrees, right? So 90 degrees is our solution. Let's go to the next problem. Okay. It says find the sum of interior angles of a nonagon. Interior angles, remember, it was n minus 2 into 180. So n minus 2 into 180 degrees. N meaning 9 because this is nonagon. 9 minus 2 into 180 degrees. 9 minus 2 is 7, right? 7 into 180, simply 1260. So this is your final answer. As simple as that. Okay. Next, how many diagonals does a hexagon have? Now to find this, right, the formula is n into n minus 3 by 2. My bad, I happened to forget to put this part there. Just make a note of this, n into n minus 3 by 2. So this n is nothing but this hexa. Hexa means 6. So 6 into 6 minus 3 by 2. So this and this gone, this becomes 3 and this will be 9. So you will have 9 diagonals. Diagonal meaning, so hexagon is 6-sided figure. So this is a hexagon from here to here, here to here, here to here, and then from here to here you can say, and then here to here you can say, here to here you can say, right? So in total you will have 9 diagonals like that. Okay. Next, find each interior angle of a regular octagon. Now there is a interior angle formula which is n minus 2 into 180 degree. So this is 8 minus 2 into 180 degree, right? 8 minus 2 is 6, 6 into 180 degree, which is roughly equal to 1080 degree. Now they're telling you each meaning every angle. How do we find out? We simply divide it by 8 because octagon, right? So if you divide, you're simply going to get this one, and so 135 degrees, as simple as that. So you have this understanding and you just simply divide it by the oct part, which is 8. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Okay, we are done with this particular module as well. Let's quickly summarize what we learned. We did lines and angles. Under lines we did complementary angle, which is equal to 90 degrees. Supplementary is equal to 180 degree. Then we have vertical angle. So there was a x kind of an angle, opposite angles are equal. Then we studied about triangles. In triangles, what did we study? We did Pythagoras theorem for only right angle triangles. Then we also did congruences, right? Then there were circles. Under circle we saw tangent is always perpendicular radius of the contact. Then tangent length was done. Polygons. Now polygon interior sum we did. Each diagonal we did, and diagonals n into n minus 3 by 2. So that sums up this particular module. I hope you have enjoyed it. Make sure you practice and do a lot of practice. Only thing to remember is the properties a little bit and a little bit of formulas. That will do justice to all your preparation. All the very best.